10 expensive and crazy things owned by Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO of Amazon, is undoubtedly the richest man on Earth, with a net worth of $151 billion and is about $56 billion richer than anyone in the world. He is considered the richest person in modern times, with his business registering record-breaking growth in the e-commerce segment. Since last year, Bezos has added $51.5 billion to his individual net worth, suggesting the Bloomberg Billionaire Index. While everyone knows that Bezos is the richest man in the world, well, he is not just the richest man in the world, but the man whose net worth is $56 billion more than any other individual on the planet. Bill Gates, with a net worth of $95.3 billion, is the second richest man on Earth, but still far behind Bezos. Before going to our top 10, let's calculate how much he earns in a whole year. Bezos' annual earnings are estimated around annual $78.9 billion. He earns around $6.45 billion a month and $1.5 billion a week. If you drill down further, Bezos makes more than $8.9 million every hour. The typical Amazon worker only makes $28,466 annually. An Amazon worker earning the $15 minimum wage would need to work about 597,412 hours, or 24 hours a day, for about 68 years just to earn what Bezos makes in 1 hour. Okay, we'll go there. Bezos makes $149,353 every minute. If you're thinking, well, don't stop there, tell me how much in every second, then you're in luck. It's $2,489. So here are top 10 expensive/crazy things owned by Jeff Bezos. Number 10. Amazon. Although Jeff Bezos doesn't technically own all of Amazon, his hefty 12% share definitely makes it the most expensive thing he owns. As the founder of the multi-billion-dollar online market, Bezos takes more than $100 billion of the share. Millions of users all over the world go to the site to purchase household objects, gifts, tools, and anything else imaginable. Bezos continues to invest and develop within the site, boosting the value every year. Given how successful Amazon is today, it's hard to believe that it started off as a dingy online bookstore out of Jeff Bezos' garage. I know that was obvious. Check out our next one. Number 9. Blue Origin. Like fellow billionaire Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos found a passion for the potential of space travel. Thus, he started the aerospace company Blue Origin, dedicated to exploring the possibilities of commercial travel to space. The company is certainly one of the more pricey things owned by Jeff Bezos, as he is selling more than $1 billion of Amazon stock per year in order to fund it. Since its creation, Blue Origin has developed technologies to aid in space travel and run dozens of test launches to varying degrees of success. Bezos remains hopeful that the company will be able to start flying customers into space in the coming years. Number 8. The largest house in DC. One house for a man like Jeff Bezos is of course nowhere near enough. To spice things up, he purchased the largest house in Washington, D.C. at a whopping $23 million. The gigantic mansion used to be a textile museum and features a bold, extravagant exterior, perfect for a man of Bezos' stature. After the purchase, Bezos spent an additional $12 million to make the biggest residence in D.C. even bigger. He plans to have 25 bathrooms, 11 bedrooms, 3 kitchens, and 1 giant ballroom in order to host the best party there ever was. Bezos sincerely wants his DC home to be the center of social extravagance, and it looks like his wish is granted. Number 7. 150 years old newspaper. The Washington Post is an ancient newspaper dating back to 1877, adapting and transforming to fit the modern era. Nowadays, the Post is primarily a popular online news source featuring reliant information and a touch of tradition. Jeff Bezos purchased the company for a whopping sum of $250 million a few years ago, making it one of his most expensive possessions. Although he wasn't interested in the newspaper business at first, Donald Graham convinced Bezos that the Post could use someone with total mastery of the internet in this day and age. Under Bezos, the newspaper continues to thrive and grow. Did you know that Jeff Bezos and his wife Mackenzie have agreed to a record-breaking divorce settlement of at least $35 billion or 27 billion euros? Mrs. Bezos keeps a 4% stake in the online retail giant worth $35.6 billion on its own. Number 6. Gulfstream Private Jet. Although a private jet may sound like a luxury, it's almost a necessity when you're on the level of Jeff Bezos. After all, being the richest and arguably one of the most important people in the world does mean that you have to be able to travel at a moment's notice. Plus, when you're as famous as Bezos, flying first class just won't cut it. Instead, Bezos bought one of the world's best private jets for $65 million without a second thought. Not only is the Gulfstream G650ER one of the fastest in the world, but it's also all decked out to resemble a Michelin star restaurant more than a plane. One thing's for sure, Bezos is always landing in style. Did you know Jeff Bezos owns not-so-fancy cars? The two known cars he has are very modest, a Honda Accord and an old Chevrolet Blazer. Number 5. Whole Foods. Strangely, Bezos also invested in the supermarket business, purchasing Whole Foods for a whopping $13.7 billion. Although it seemed like a very silly acquisition to many, Bezos had his reasons. For one, the grocery market could use some innovation in the 21st century. Secondly, it's interestingly reported that the most Whole Foods shoppers are Amazon Prime members, making the transition of ownership relatively smooth, as there is a huge demographic overlap. Overall, Bezos' extremely pricey grocery store chains have thus far proved to do him somewhat good. However, it'll be a while longer before we see the effects of healthy eating on his overall wealth. When I heard the title of this one, I thought, he owns all of the food in the world? Number 4. A 10,000 square feet apartment in New York. In addition to being Bill Gates' neighbor and owning the biggest home in DC, Bezos just had to get his hands on some New York real estate as well. He spent $80 million on 3 luxurious apartments in the Big Apple and seems very satisfied with his purchase. After the divorce with Mackenzie, Jeff Bezos decided to purchase the 3-story penthouse as well as the 2 units under them for convenience. Currently, Bezos owns about 7 homes sprawled all over the country, which, coupled with his private jet, guarantees that he will always have a home to stay. Number 3. An expansive Amazon campus in Seattle. Bezos' Amazon Seattle campus spreads over 4 downtown blocks, which cost him $4 billion. Reportedly, one of the structures, called the Spheres, has a tropical forest replicated within it. Amazon collected plants from greenhouses around the world to take home to Seattle. The domes, which range from 3 to 4 stories tall, house 40,000 plants as well as meeting space and retail stores. The Spheres are reserved mainly for Amazon employees, but are open to the public through weekly headquarters tours and an exhibit on the ground floor. So he takes its company name Amazon very seriously. That's why he's shifting forest into the city. Number 2. A lake house in Seattle with Bill Gates as his neighbor. One of his most popular homes is his Seattle mansion, located less than a mile from one of Bill Gates' favorite houses. Allegedly, this lakefront beauty cost him about $10 million at the time of purchase. This 5.3-acre estate has 2 residents, a 20,600 square foot, 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom space, and an 8,300 square foot, 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom home. Due to the city, Medina's relatively peace and quiet. This home is also where Bezos and his family lived prior to the divorce. The waterfront was an amazing secluded location for the family to enjoy without worrying about publicity. Although Bezos split up with his wife, this home remains an extremely valuable asset. Before our number 1, do you know Bezos showed off a robot dog in 2018 with a tweet? Named Spot Mini, the robo-dog has been reportedly created by Boston Dynamics. It is believed that Bezos owns the dog since he called it My Dog on Twitter. And number 1, a clock that will work until the end of the time. Time and art surely make a wonderful pair. Bezos invested a whopping $42 million in getting a clock made which will run for 10,000 years. well, that's what you would call a masterpiece. Other than its absurdly astonishing price, this clock is unique because it's designed to keep time for 10,000 years. Jeff Bezos invented it in order to have the means to embody the abstract longevity of time itself. The clock will be extremely simple in design, modest in materials, and easy to maintain. Although the clock hasn't been finished, Bezos expects it to be one of the most unique wonders for dozens of future generations to enjoy. Wow, we are witnessing a creation of future's monument. Maybe it will become the 8th wonder of the world. So that was 10 expensive/crazy things owned by Jeff Bezos. If we miss anything, tell us in the comments section below. See you next time!